Good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining us from. I am greeting you good afternoon because it's my afternoon here in Canada. Today we want to talk about career colleges in Canada. I have a guest who is running a bit late and will be joining us very soon. He is a regulated Canadian. I'm sorry. He is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, just like myself. And I decided to invite him because I don't want it to look like, I'm the only one talking about this opportunity. So he will be joining us in a bit. So why do we want to talk about career colleges in Canada? When you want to come through the study route to Canada, most people will consider university and then colleges. Those are the common paths that people will take. And the reason people do this is just that those schools are such that when you graduate from the program, it is automatic for you that if you attend a DLI institution that also issue post-graduation work permit, as you are graduating with your transcripts, prove that you have finished your program, you will apply for what will allow you to stay back and work. You don't need an employer for those kind of schools. You do not need to get a job first before you will get the work permit. All the requirement needed is that you have finished school. No need for sponsor. Okay, so that is very, I'm checking on our guest. That is very comforting for students, because after you have invested so much money, you don't need to now be praying that, oh God, let me get a job. Oh, let them retain me. I mean, like, it's just automatic. Now, there are some other schools that the story is not exactly as straightforward. And most of the career colleges happen to be in that situation whereby after graduation, you do not immediately qualify to get a post-graduation work permit because their own situation, their own method of working is different. So the career colleges, what are they? They are schools that mostly privately owned. They train people for specific in-demand professions. So a career college will not have like 20 programs. You know, they necessarily would not just have a lot of courses. They target the industry that they want to train people for. So the trainings are hands-on training. So if you want to consider if you want to consider their healthcare program, for example, if that's what they are focusing on, they will just basically focus on healthcare and they train people for that profession. So it is not really purely academic like you will find in the university. You know, university education tilts you towards research. College education is more hands-on. And the career colleges are focused on giving you the how to do it. Alima, please help me out here. I've made you co-host. Anybody that you see that is not muted, kindly just help mute them immediately. I don't know why some people are unmuting, and it's very distracting. Please. Yeah. So these colleges are just hands-on. So if you want to train to be a healthcare cook, that means you are trained to cook in the hospital, for example. If it is the IT, they train you in web design. You are not going to be taking courses that are not relevant to you. So I can see you now. I can see our guest. What do I do? Are you ready? I can see you're walking.
Yes, I'm just about finding a place to
sit
I'm going to
down.
need just about 2 minutes.
2
You
minutes.
can continue for 2 minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So that's our guest. Yeah. So they do focus training. That's just it. And what other things do you need to know? Some of their programs come with co-op option. So if the program is for if it's for 1 year, 6 months will be in class, 6 months will be you learning on the job. So it is co-op, meaning that in Nigeria, something we call like IT. So, but most times this IT is paid. It's like you have learned the theory and you are now on the field doing the job, and it is still part of your training. You would only get your certificate at the very end of that IT period, that co-op period. That's when it is deemed that you have graduated. Some of the schools also have partnership with companies that as you are finishing, the company is absorbing you. What I normally tell people is that if 100 students go through a program and they said, we have a partner organization that is going to recruit you, it is not realistic for you to think that all of you, the 100 people, will be absorbed by that company, because the company will still do interview for you. And if you are not good, no company is out to make a loss. They are not going to employ you. If you don't have good attitude, they're not going to employ you. Even if you are the best student, they still need to have space, because if they employed 100 people last year, can they have capacity to employ 100 people this year? So that is always the risk that is there, that what if you do not get a job? What if the partner organization they have did not absorb you? So when we are promoting career colleges, because of our professional ethics, we are supposed to be upfront and let everything about that thing be clear to you. We are not agents. You know, in Nigeria, I say, one agent helped me to do it. And the agent will not tell you what you are going in for. For us in our profession, it's not ethical to do that. So that's why we will spell it out for you. In fact, by the time we spell it out for you, you understand everything, and then you can make an informed decision. So I am glad that I have, are you muted? Because I can't hear you.
I am not.
You
Can
are
you hear
not.
me now?
Yes, I can hear you. So I am glad that we have Dr. Akin here with us. He's an RCIC, like I said before he came, and he will be shedding more light on the concept of career colleges in Canada. So over to you, Doc.
Hi, good
afternoon from here. Good evening to everyone in Nigeria, and whatever time, wherever you're connecting from this part of the world. My name is Akin Komi. Let me start by apologizing. Weekends are spend some time with your family. I haven't worked from the beginning of the week up till now. I want to appreciate this opportunity. Are you saying something? So I want to appreciate this opportunity given to me by a colleague. She's also an RCIC, even though she's trying not to expose herself too well on that. I want to deeply appreciate this opportunity this time. I'm going to give you a brief introduction about myself, then I get to talk to you on why we are gathered this time. Now, I have close to 10 years experience in student recruitment, and having also worked myself in the education field. I started out having worked as business development manager for lots of institutions, global university systems, where I was covering lots of portfolios, which includes University of Canada West, included Florida Polytechnic University, it had Webster University, Concordia University of Chicago. I've worked. Please let every other person please be on mute so that you don't interfere on this. Having also worked here in Canada, I've worked in the UK market, I've worked in the Europe market, here in colleges, give you an insight into, I've worked with Bow Valley College, I've worked with CDI College, I've worked with ABM College, I've worked with a couple of colleges spanning over this period as well. And I'm also a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I'm based out of Calgary in Alberta. I've known Mrs. Bosse for some time now, and she has been an excellent individual who always has this touch and wanting to improve lives. And that's why she has decided to bring me to talk to you guys this afternoon. Yeah, so let's get started. Career College. I overheard her mention a couple of things, which are what you must do. Sorry, I hope you guys can hear me. Someone is saying you might need to connect audio. I hope you guys can hear me. Please, if you can, just give me a sign. Let me know you can hear me.
I can
Just send
hear
it out. Okay, I think someone was sending a message that I can't hear. Jennifer Bush. Okay. Now, awesome. Thank you for that feedback. I wanted to be sure that all of us are here. You can hear me. You must hear me. This is a situation, hear me session. I'm going to be really fast with this. I don't do slide presentation because two things. One, at the end of this, people say, send me the slides. Oh, send us the presentation. If you want to, if it is something you are, this is what you must attach value to. And for people who might have heard about me, I don't do free things. By the word free, it simply means people don't place value on it. So I like you to on it. If you want to secure 40 minutes of my time, she knows I charge an average of $300 for my time. So this one I'm giving you is free, courtesy of her. I'm seeing almost 60-something persons on. So that means by now I should have been a thousandaire. Somebody say we are eating you. Please don't eat me. All right, guys. I get it. All right, so it's good. Now, what do you need to know about career colleges? First, let me begin by saying that Canada is open to all. I've had people in past reach out on various platforms, places I've been privileged to do presentations, seminars, and all of that. While I was also working in all of these schools, I've had people send out emails to the international department asking questions. Oh, I have a PhD. Oh, I have a master's. Oh, I have a first degree already. Why should I go to a college? Now, let me state this categorically, beginning from where we are. Number one, we must understand that education in Canada is regarded as either high school or post-secondary. The word post-secondary simply means up to whatever level you are. Post-secondary. Colleges are regarded as post-secondary. It simply means you have finished the elementary, which is the primary and, okay, let me use Nigerian term, which is nursery and primary. You have finished GS1 to 3, you have finished SS1 up to SS3. Now you have graduated high school. You have done your O levels. The basic that you must understand is having a master's, having a first degree, having a PhD does not stop you from pursuing a career in a college. Up till tomorrow, I have seen people who have PhD, like myself, going back to school, taking a diploma. I have seen people who have PhDs going back to school to take a postgraduate certificate program. Let me also shock you. Do you know that most postgraduate diplomas, most postgraduate certificate programs are offered by colleges? So when people hear university, I want to go to university, especially if you have a dream like myself when I was growing up too, where they say, oh, what do you want to become? I want to become a doctor. Would you go to poly? You say me, lie. Will you go to college of education? You say me, for where? Now in Canada, colleges are providers of post-secondary educations. I hope that is clearly stated. It means at any level, you can choose to go back to school. How old is too old for you to go back to school? There is no age limit. When I came in here, while running a diploma program, I had a 76-year-old guy in my class. 76. So the good part about it is I don't have to call him uncle. I don't have to call him brother. I just call him, hey, Frank. Hey, what's up, Frank? It makes life easier. And the guy did so well. A lot of factors also people consider. Studying in Canada is always an uphill task. Perhaps we have gone through that during our undergraduate days, where you have instructors who deliberately fail you so that you must have carryover, where you have to run on assignments, run on deadlines, run on so many things, making you think that if the stress of studying in Nigeria may be the same everywhere. I'm glad to announce to you that it is not. Programs are offered at various levels. I'm going to give you an instance. In Nigeria, your continuous assessment makes 30%, while your exams make 70%. Is that correct? Yes. Here in this part of the world, your test, assignments, every of those things make 70%. Your exam makes 30%. So tell me, how will you fail? They have given you assignments. They have given you classwork. You have done contributions. And then they now give you fill in the gap or options. When it comes to writing, test writing, and we don't even do what we call exams. In most of the cases, some of them are open book, except it's professional exam you want to write. The question is, they know you know. So even when they ask you to open your book, the challenge you will have is knowing where to open. Not you having nothing to open. Knowing where to open. It's exhausting. So I've asked students ask me, don't you think I'm a mother of 4? I have 3 children. Am I able to cope going to school, still studying? Well, the answer is yes. Because for you to be able to combine it. What are you also to note as I progress? It is also important that you understand. Somebody said the open book part got me. Well, it is knowing where to open. You will open book, no problem. It is knowing where to open. Before you look for the question, translating it to the answer, where your time is going. But the good part about it is people don't actually fail, especially Nigerians. I'm not talking of people from other parts of the world. Nigerians, I give it to us. We have survived a lot of stuff. Even if you were in school, it was copying and pasting. You have survived. To even be able to know that you have to copy and paste, you didn't forget that there is an assignment. Or even if you forgot the money of the submission is when you were trying to copy the thing, you have done well. Nigerians generally do well in terms of getting on. And you see lots of people who had top class, who had passed, who had certificate of attendance coming into this part of the world and excelling, finishing it with honors. It simply means while our educational system in Nigeria, I don't know what to say because I'm on record, so let me put it off. Why it is a lot of frustrations comes into it. This part of the world is designed such that there is value. It doesn't necessarily mean you are doing much more than you are doing where you are or where you are finished from. It only simply means you get value for your input, which is always fantastic. Now, I have established the following. Number one, career colleges are regarded as post-secondary education. I have also established that there is no one too old to go to school. I have also cleared your doubt on the fact that if I go to school, will I be able to succeed in it? Then that brings me to the other part. There are two categories of public career providing colleges in Canada. We have the private and we also have the public. When we talk of the private sector, these are individuals, entities, organizations who have come together to provide private education to the people. And we also have the public, which is governments contributing to ensure that the colleges keeps running. Private colleges may be expensive because they have to provide for everything. But public colleges may not be. And if you look at it for people who may have, you would understand that the cost is always about the same for international students. You are an international student, you will see oftentimes that quite a number of persons end up paying about the same amount. Why someone who is a citizen or someone who is a permanent resident or a protected refugee pay maybe an average of $5,000, $6,000 for tuition, international students ends up paying anywhere from $15,000 up as much as onto $25,000 for the same value. The cost, whether it's a private provider or a public college, is about the same for international students. Now, what differentiates them? Most private colleges are not able to offer what we call the post-graduation work permit. The post-graduation work permit is what you get when you are done studying that enables you to get international exposure, international experience, working. Why private colleges, some private colleges are able to provide you with post-graduation work permit. The chances is always 5 out of every 100. It simply means if we have a list of 100 private colleges, maybe only 5 who are a sector-based private college that are able to offer a post-graduation work permit. However, for a public college, you can be sure you can get a post-graduation work permit. Now, what happens? Does it have any effect on anything? Why necessarily do I have to go to a public college or to a private college? What defines your choice? So many factors. One, cost. Number two, there are people who already have families somewhere, location. Okay, I have a family in Alberta, for instance. I just want to be in Alberta. Alberta does not have a lot of public colleges, so you may end up coming to a private college, but it does not mean you are not able to still stay after your studies. It only simply means you are not able to get a post-graduation work permit. You may be able to get a work permit in this context. I hope you guys understand me now. The post-graduation work permit is not automatic, but you are eligible for it when you apply to a public college. On the other hand, when you are in a private college, it simply means when you are done, you need to get a work permit, get an employer who is going to issue you a work permit. Most private colleges have what we call practicum, co-op. They give you opportunities to learn, get your hands dirty on what you have learned. Most private colleges, and they get you the place to do your internship or your co-op or whatever it is called, that you know it as practicum. In Nigeria, we call it industrial attachment, IT. Most private colleges, no matter how short their program is, even if the program is 8 months, you may spend about 120 hours they give you a place in an organization where you learn. So it simply means they incorporate that into their curriculum. But in a public college, not all programs have that one. I'm trying to give you the advantages and the disadvantage on both. In a public college, if you work as a co-op, you have to look for the place to get your co-op done. They are not committed to getting you a place. But in a private college, they always, in most cases, get you the place because they have the support of employers saying, you know what, we know you offer these kind of programs. We need students who need to come and work with us, get experience. And then that way, some of them also establish the possibility of getting you a work permit when you are done studying, if it's in a private college. But in a public college, you have to strive to get the place for you co-op yourself as well. Having established that as well, cost is about the same. Studying in Canada, whether in a private college or in a public college as an international student, you need anywhere from $15,000 up to about $20,000. It's always within that range. Someone said, oh, you know what? I remember applying to a school in X province, and they said tuition is $6,000. I know you can get it. I'm not saying you won't, but it is always very, very, very competitive. You hear such schools having 10,000 applications and they only have slots for 100. Forget it, here in this part of the world, every school has a quota. The moment it is filled, it is gone. In Nigeria, a school may have a capacity for 2,000 students and they enroll 4,000 students because they need the money. But in this part of the world, whether it's a private college, whether it's a public college, they are all regulated by the government. And one of the benefits also, one of the things also is this: private colleges, public colleges, the curriculum is always regulated by the government. Please take note. Another advantage is that there is no discrimination. Oh, you went to a private college. Oh, you went to a public college. No. All they need is the fact that you have a Canadian experience. And Canadian experience includes going to school there. Canadian experience is not about work. They believe that when you have gone to school, you must have learned how to speak to a fellow colleague. This one that you yell, any small thing you are shouting. In fact, you know, Nigerians generally, we are always very loud. I'm gonna share an experience with you. While I was in school, I had this colleague who was from India, and she arrived at an answer. And because this is something I know, it's a course I know so well. So I was trying to say, how did you arrive at this answer? So I raised my hand and I asked the question. So, excuse me, are you able to tell me how you arrived at this answer? Less than 30 seconds, she started crying. Everywhere scattered in class. I said, waiting happen, waiting I do. My instructor, who was a Lebanese, called me, called her, and some other persons and said, You know, in Africa, these guys are always very loud. The question he has asked are very correct questions. It doesn't mean any harm. You know, and then she said, oh, she's sorry that me asking the question, she felt I was trying to bring down whatever the grades would be, whatever our grades was going to be, that she had never had anyone asking questions regarding anything. So in my mind, I'm like, sure, that you'll be doing presentation, somebody will just lift up the hand from somewhere, somebody that is not even in your department, just ask you. So how did Abraham become a man? You'll be like, Abraham, can't you see? Is he not there? If that's the way you answer now. But that was that day, for more than 1.5 hours out of 3 hours class, she was crying. Even me, I became very confused. We should not call police like this. Will anything not happen like this? I didn't know. But since that day, even though we became best of friends till tomorrow, now I've come to understand when you're talking to a Canadian and you see them smiling, it doesn't mean they like you. It simply means it's a culture that you, even if they will fail you, they will still be smiling. That smile, you must always keep smiling. That's part of the culture they expect you to learn. There is no discrimination in whether you have gone to a private college or you have gone to a public college. All they want to be sure is that you have learned that Canadian culture. Part of the Canadian culture is you smile always. You have respect for everyone. You are treating everybody with equal respect, whether a female, whether a male, everybody has equal rights under the law, and you are respecting that of it. I hope you guys understand me. It simply means you can't just see somebody and you hold by the hand. If I see I see Coach Bosse, I can look at her and I hold her by the hands. That's the norm. But yeah, you can't just grab somebody and say, I'm grabbing you by the hands. Well, you may be grabbing your way to the prison. You may be grabbing your way to the prison. It simply means these are part of the things they expect us to learn, and that is what we're exposed to, irrespective of whether it's a private or a public college. I've mentioned the cost. So I'm going to go to duration. Duration of programs varies. Now, for instance, I've seen people who say, you know what, I don't have money for 2 years, so I can't study, I can't take a program that is 1.5 years, 18 months. To do what? I just prefer 8 months program. Just give me 1 year course. It's okay for me. Now, either it's a 1 year course, either it's a 1.5 year course, both are viable. However, if you take a program that is a year, you can choose to add or to build on it when you come in here by taking additional 1 year program, or you can choose to apply immediately for your post-graduation work permit. Now, if you are taking a 1 year program, you are only eligible for 1 year of post-graduation work permit. You can't get beyond it if you take a 1 year program. However, if you take a program that is beyond 1 year, 1 year, 4 months, 1 year, 8 months, 2 years, you are eligible to up to 3 years of post-graduation work permit. That's the only difference. In terms of, but you pay additional fee when you take a program that is more than a year. So if I've mentioned that the average cost of tuition is $15,000 to $20,000 1 year, it simply means for the second year, you would have to pay. You may not pay up to $18,000. In most of the cases, you will pay anywhere around $8,000 to $12,000 in most of the colleges. You won't pay up to, it won't be times 2 of that amount. So for instance, you are paying $18,000 now, you won't pay $18,000 for the next year, but you'll be paying anywhere around up to $30,000, $32,000, depending. I hope you guys understand me. 1 year program, eligible for 1 year post-graduation work permit, or you build on it. One more than a year program, you can get up to 3 years post-graduation work permit. And the truth about it is this: if you do a 1 year program, you are not able to get your PR before the 1 year post-graduation work permit is over, because you need a 1 year work experience inside Canada to be eligible for a PR. So it is always advisable, if you do a 1 year program, while you are building on it, ensure you get a job that is LMIA processed, so that way you are able to get up to 2 years post-graduation work permit. I hope you guys understand me. There's no discrimination. Anyone is viable. What else am I going to share with you as I begin to?
Hold on, please. Let me ask this question. You know, this if you do 1 year, you get 1 year post-graduation work permit. Since we are talking about career colleges, they do not get post-graduation work permit. So what do they get? I come into a career college, it's an 8-month program or 10-month program, and I don't get post-graduation work permit.
Well, if they have gone to a private college and they don't get it, then it simply means they're able to get a work permit. They're able to get a work permit. We have seen cases of people who come in, do 1 year in a private college, do another 1 year in a public college, and at the end of the day, they are still able to get up to 3 years post-graduation work permit.
Okay, so the options are when I attend a career college where I do not get a post-graduation work permit. Option A is
apply for
go ahead to go to a public college where I do another 1 year program, and then I can now get a post-graduation work permit after.
Yes,
Option B, after my program, I get a work permit immediately and I start working.
absolutely.
Yes. So my question, what are the chances of, you know, I want us to highlight the, you know, so that you're not just painting one, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay, so that they are prepared.
They know everything will be okay. That's what has kept us alive. We are still we survived Buhari and still surviving the Tinubu era. That's what keeps us alive, and our mental health is not really hampered with. Now, this is how it works, or this is what we usually advise. If you 1 year, remember, if you have an 8 month, the government will give you 90 days additional to the end of your program. So it means if the program is finishing in April, the government will add 3 months, 90 days, May, June, July. So within that 3 months, you have the opportunity to look for an employer. Now, because if you have gone to a private college, you must have worked with an employer because you have done your internship there, your work experience. And I overheard while I was trying to get settled in, where you spoke about our positioning, our presentation, our character, our abilities. These are what the employer looks to offer us. I hope you understand me. It is what you know. You are a coach, so you understand this perspective. When people look at all of this awesome, your employer looks at all of this, then the chances of getting you or helping you with a work permit, the LMIA, is always very high. If you go to a college or to an area where Canada is short of labors, you will agree with me. Even though there are some cities where there are a lot of unemployment, where job is very hard to find, all of these other spaces, there are people, there are employers who are looking for employees. Someone was in my office yesterday who had 5 hotels, and he had shut down the 5 hotels because there was no employees. And he needs an average of 80 employees. 80.
Oh yeah. Akin, let's pack these people.
In this kind of situation, yeah, we'll come to that one. That one is in this kind of situation, you keep wondering. So the one individual needs 80 people, waiting happen. These are kind of the things. If such persons is able to get someone who has come, he will process it for free. He won't need a recruiter to recruit because he has already worked with them. When it's situation whereby you work with a recruiter, then you may be looking at some fee. This person said we are packable, coach. Okay. You have come a fish. You will pack, you know.
Oh yeah, let's pack.
So like I mentioned, Yeah, we are not painting this to you and say, settling in will never be easy. That's reality. It might take you 3 years, it might take you 2 years, but the truth is, you are sure you are in an environment, you are in a trend. You can't be eating 3 times in Nigeria, 3 times right now in Nigeria. You are only pay rent once. Once you pay your landlord once, you don't pay till the end of the year. Or now you have a house of your own. You only pay security or community levy. You don't have to pay nothing. You don't. But when you come into the system where everything, almost everything except breath is free, where you have to pay for almost every other thing, you understand that it is not child's play. So what are we saying? It only simply means, yes, when you are in the system, it's easier. You have the connect. The school has given you the platform. When you get to a space, they say work 7 a.m. You are not, well, your employer will not pay you if you come in late for the hours or the coming late. They're not going to pay you for it. You are paid by the hour. However, it's not showing good on your report. If you ever, it's going to be like this one that always comes in there. I don't think they're reliable. And they will keep smiling. Remember, I said it's always smile always. You say, okay, they keep smiling, but deep down they know. But when they see hardworking people, they see people who are responsible. Let me use that word. Then it's easier for you to relate with them and for them to get you something. However, if they are not able to, then you can work with a recruiter. There are recruiters who get job offers. They already have lots of employers around. Okay, I need that one. When you speak with them, they are able to help you. It comes at a fee. Well, it is not free.
Okay. So I like that. Hold on for me one bit. A guy was referred to me, as at the time he was talking to me, he had 1 month left on his study permit. And he had been in Canada for like 8 years because he came in as an undergraduate. And then he said he was one agent in Nigeria. So long story short, all the programs he did not have post-graduation work permit. And he said he was done. He doesn't want to pay any money to anybody to help him get whatever he needs to get work permit. He said that assuming they told them, they wouldn't have gone this way. So that is what people will always say whenever they are, when it's becoming challenging. They'll be like, you people did not tell me. So that's why I know when somebody come into Canada, the person will be okay. Oh, sure. The person will, the system has a way of, giving you opportunities that you will be fine at the long run. But you don't want anybody blacklisting your name and saying that you hid information from them. So I'm going to ask this question. A lot of people want to move with their families. Nigerians feel that Canada is UK, where family of 10 can fill application one time, put money, borrow money from somewhere, put 100 million in the account, and then off they go. They believe that Canada should allow them also do that. So somebody that wants to go to a career college where there is no immediate hope of a post-graduation work permit, can the person carry their family along?
Thank you, Coach Bosse. Yeah, the question is two ways. Canada is a family-oriented place. You will agree with me. Canada loves family. So the answer is yes, they're able to come with their family. But when it comes to, unlike the UK, all you need to do is put your money in the account, 28 days, apply for visa. I saw, I remembered seeing one professor's application, a old professor that had 9 children, including the one that they are still breastfeeding. So I kept asking myself, are you sure he's the true owner of these children? So, off that, you are coming to a career college. Yes, you are able to come with your family. I've applied for a family of 7 with everyone here.
For an 8 months program.
For a 1-year program, absolutely yes. For a program that is longer than 8 months, yes. All you need to do is one, it takes us to what is your statement of purpose. Why do you want to go with your family? Remember, when you are writing the statement of purpose for the UK, it's totally different when it comes to Canada. There are 2 types. One, the one you write for your admission. 2, the one you write for the visa officer. Yes, you speak with Coach Bosse, the team, everyone, they're able to help you. Solid application. However, it is important to note that yes, you're able to come with your family. If you have the funds, it is not free. There is no free money. So if you don't have funds, you must have also read it somewhere, somehow on the net. It was there. People sleeping in libraries, people sleeping in train stations. Yes. Even there are a lot of Canadians who are homeless here. They call them homeless people. So in case you are coming, and let me also tell you, we have read situations where you see people coming to without informing their family. You don't know what then you are bringing 5 children, 6 children, and then you get here. The phone, you say the person is not nice. Well, the person is nice. It's just that you are not in the budget. So if you have funds to take care of your family, yes, you are able to come with your family. Canada is family oriented nation. We love families. They love families here. Getting a job for them, yes, your children are able to go to school for free as well, especially if they are still in high school, from age 5 up till their high school age, which is always 16, 17, 18. Your kids are still able to accompany you. They're still able to go to high school for free. But if you have a toddler, anyone anywhere from 0 up to 5 years, up to 4.5 years, then you have to pay crèche. You have to pay for them. Except, of course, your family, you and your spouse, you have been able to discuss whoever is going to stay back with the children and lots of all of those stuff. Then you may be able to find a way to balance it. But outside of that, yes, you're able to come with your family. Your family is able to, your spouse is able to have a full work permit that is the length of your study permit. It simply means if your
For
program,
a career college.
yes,
Okay.
they're able to get an open. The wife is able to get an open work permit up to the length, the duration of the study permit. So if the study permit is 1 year, she only has 1 year open work permit as well. The open work permit means she can work for any employer. For everyone who doesn't understand what spousal open work permit is, it simply means your spouse is able to work for any employer for that 1 year. That duration of your program is 8, 9 months. They give you additional 30 days. That makes it up to you.
Okay. So can you give an idea of you say if they have money in their account, they can bring their family. So let's say for a family of 4, how much should they be looking at having in their account?
Yeah, usually you will agree with me that because we are authorities, because we are authorities, we are licensed and trained to do what we do. I won't say this is a professional advice. It is not. It only simply means that when you have your offer letter, we're able to tell you what amount you will need in your account. However, we are basing your offer letter on X, that the cost of your tuition is X. It means that you will need an account that states for you as the main applicant. You need an account that has your spouse on it, and then the number of dependents that you're coming with. With that, we are able to come up with a figure that you need in your account. You are going to need a 4 months bank statement minimum. So it's not 1 year. You need 4 months. It also simply means that when we have all of this information, we're able to tell you what exact amount you'll be needing. Telling you what I tell most of my clients or people who reach out to me is simple. Have as much as you can in your account. If you are using the UK standard, it is also going to work for Canada. It only simply means that you will need 4 months, not 1 month. I hope that is understandable. The principal person dollars, the dependent's spouse needs $4,000, the children need $3,000. So if you come up with that figure, add it up with the tuition, it gives you an idea of what you'll be looking at. However, that you even have that exact amount, when we look at your case, then we're able to advise properly. UK does not need additional X amount. Once you have the amount they have requested, it's fine. But Canada, there are other factors we would have to look into to be able to give you that exact amount that is applicable to you or to your family. I see someone asking me a question here. Can a dependent come in together or after months? Now, that I think I have given that answer to that one. Yes, if you have funds that is not enough for the entire family, you can come in and then they can join you afterwards. There is nothing that says they can't. Before now, there are times I look at an application and I say, you know what, I speak with the individual. You cannot go together as a family. You have paid my fee. You have paid me for a family fee. But this is what I'm advising. But if you say I should go other way, you make the choice. It's your call. It's not me. There was a time a woman, based on what I've seen, based on what I think, I am thinking that you should apply alone. She said her faith is carrying it, that she saw it in a vision. You know, when people see things, some of us may not see it. I say it's okay. And to be honest with you, they issued the 4 of them. Even me, I went back to the application and I looked at it and said, there's nothing that will not happen in this world. Though. That's exactly how that is. People come up, but at times there was somebody I also told, say my faith can carry it, but the faith did not carry it. So the faith did not carry it again. That's exactly how that is designed. So my take on it, usually we look at your situation. What do you have? Is your spouse working? There are times you may have huge flow of account and your balance at that point is not even huge. We can look at it and write the submission letter. There's what representative, there's what RCIC writes. It's called a submission letter. We're able to address all of the concerns that we think your application has or that the officer may be looking at. Why we do not issue visas? Because we are trained and licensed to do what we do. We can be able to advise accordingly. I hope that is clear on that. Somebody says, "Oh, it's my son or my child that wants to go." Yes, your children you can send your child to school, and then you can apply, but they will not give you a work permit
to stay
because the child is going to school. No. You won't get a work permit for it. You only get you only get an accompanying visa, which does not allow you to work. You can visit, but you can't work. If it is your kids that is going to school. I hope that also answers that question. I'm seeing some of the questions. I'm trying to go through some of that already.
Yeah, so the issue is that, you see, our people they don't like paying for services. I am sorry to say. So if you need tailored, you want your situation to be looked at on an individual level, you need to sit down with a consultant and then ask, okay, this is me, we are going to ask questions. What does your wife do? What do you do? How old are you? And all of those questions. Do you know, to my surprise, sometimes you just ask them those questions. They say, just tell me
how much I would
how
give you.
much? What's your package? And I'm
Is
like,
agent,
what are you packaging?
package.
What is my package? How?
Is Nigeria.
I need to know you. I need to know what fits. The success of the visa application is dependent on how this course fits into your life and what story we can tell. But they are not interested. They just say, tell me your total package.
They ask Nigerians
Onion
like
they are
total
selling.
package. Coach Bosse,
Why they are
Nigerians
always
are used to
scammed.
they are used to agents.
That's
Someone
why they
sent
are
me
being
what
scammed. And when they are
someone sent
scammed, I
me
don't feel sorry for them because they
someone
deserve
sent me a work permit very recently, like a week
it.
ago, and said, Shebi, I told you. You say you have to pay consultation fee. Now this is work permit. When I saw the thing, I looked at it again. I saw it. So I asked the individual, he did it for the wife. So I asked him, I said, I hope you are not expecting any children. He said, no. Your wife is not pregnant. He said, no. I said, okay, how many kids do you already have? He said, 3. I said, once your wife is coming with this passport, with this visa on it, just kiss her well and tell her bye-bye. Just tell her bye-bye. You are not seeing her again for life. You see a lot of, somebody called me and said, somebody gave me a work permit. The visa, 1. Another person, somebody gave me a job offer. When I look at the job offer, even the job offer looks like what is looking for job offer. I said, what? He said, and I paid 5 million for this. And now I said, I paid 2 million. Nigerians will tell you, one agent say, give me 1 million. When the job is out, come and pay 5 million. Me, as part of what you know and agree, we are not allowed for contingency billings. If you can't pay for our service, I wish you the best. There is also an option we can give to you. It simply means you can go ahead and do all of these things, and then you bring your file and say, I beg,
help me
review. For the cost of review, it's not always the same amount as help me do it from beginning to the end.
Yes.
And we also get you involved in the process. We don't say, go and sit down, don't worry. We will get you. No, if you are not ready to walk the walk, we are not ready for you. We are not. I have someone, a colleague. I told her I have lots of guys from Nigeria. They just need work permit. Blah, blah, blah. So when I told him, said, oh, fantastic, bring them. Are they able to pay? Give me a figure. I say, pay. Is it that? I say, stop telling me you have people. I say, so what should I now tell you? I should tell you I don't have clients again. He said, stop telling me you have clients or you have people that needs it. Just tell them that you have multitudes. I say, which one? What's the difference between clients and multitudes? He said, in India, people are willing to pay 50,000, 60,000 for it. Work permits, study permits that you give Nigerians X amount. Somebody pays 2 times
the amount.
our fee for work permits. Someone said, I will sign you a check of $20,000. Just get me work permit. I said, is it that serious in this part of the world? So Nigerians don't want to pay for service. I agree with you. Somebody is asking, can someone with a postgraduate admission change to a diploma or an advanced? Yes, you can. I started out, I'm sure you came in late. I started out by saying that somebody with a PhD can even come back to a college. There's no big issue. There's no discrimination. Anybody can go to school at any time. It is when you have money that you go to school. I got a visa this week, for someone who is 65 coming to school. I got a visa for someone who is 56 coming to school with 6 children. So it's a function of anybody can go at any time. It is when you have money. That's why you need to speak to a consultant. Speak to Coach Bosse. She guides you. She tells you if you want to have a co-counseling as well, let her know. It is part of what we are able to. It is the best we can offer you. Let me tell you, the population of Canada as of today is about 39 million. Canada needs to get to an average of 100 million before they can be considered a very viable nation. Now, it will interest you to know, even though Canada is opening all the borders now, Canada is always very, very meticulous with their documentations. That they are opening borders does not mean just come anyhow. Even if you want to come, now you must have heard in the news, some people got fake letter of acceptance. They had to go through the court. It had to require a lot of interventions from MPs, from a lot of people to allow such individuals to go. Whatever information your agent is putting on your filing. You need to know. We don't have documents except for the submission letter. It is what you are bringing. We tell you what to bring. You need to be in the know. I did an someone reached out to me in the course of the week on one of the platforms and said, I have applied. I can't even remember. The agent did not give me login. I said, is it an RCIC? He said no. I said, now I don't even know. So I said, well, this is what I'm going to charge you. So I requested link to the application. I discovered that the individual had been banned.
Oh,
5 years.
5
The
years.
agent is not disclosed to this person, and the last 2 years he has been saying, "Oh, yeah, the thing is not out yet. We don't have
Wow.
an update yet." Meanwhile, this guy has been banned. If you supply wrong documentations, if you supply fake documentations, it is automatic 5 years ban. There is no story. However, if you receive a procedural fairness letter, which is the expectation, you also need to speak with someone, and by someone who is licensed in this context to assist you. It doesn't have to be I, it doesn't have to be me, can be anyone. Just ensure that you are speaking to the right people. Oh, my friend is in Canada. He said when he came through this route, and you think that's the same route you will come through. Even twins giving birth to the same day would always have different exposure, will always have different perspectives to their application. I hope that has answered most of the questions I see in here. So I've applied twice. Any chance if I try one more time? You can apply 700 times. There's no
You
number of
keep
times you
doing the
cannot
same
apply.
thing.
You can, but if you are not doing anything different,
You will
don't
get the
think
same results.
it's the same. Somebody said, "Oh, I applied the first time. I applied the second time. It's the same reason they gave me. It's like they just changed the date." I say, well, I don't have an answer to that. I say, well, God is on the throne. He will help you. Speak with the consultant if you need to. Ask questions if you need to. You can book their time. Talk to them. This is my file. Help me look at it. It is better instead of paying $235 or $150, you pay a consultant for their time to help you review your application so you don't have to keep applying again and again. Yes, you can apply as many times as you want to. There's no number of times you can apply. I had somebody who had applied 7 times before he got to me. 7. So I now asked the person, someone with 5 years ban, can they appeal? Yes, you can appeal. Can take it through a judicial review if you have up to beginning from $5,000.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
if
if
you
you have
if you have a very strong case, so if they ban you for misrepresentation, say you forged your bank statement and you actually forged it, don't go near any review because you are guilty. But if they made a mistake, let's say they are accusing you wrongly, they said this thing is forged. Meanwhile, it is not forged, and there is proof that it is not forged, then you can take them to court. You know what it means to appeal is you are going to court. So it's not just that you are saying
it's court. That's why I said
court.
it's
You will get
judicial
a
review.
lawyer and pay good money.
5,000. You don't, when you make say good money, let them have an idea. Beginning from 5,000.
Starting from 5,000 dollar.
You can get up to 15,000, can get up to, but
Yeah,
the
depending on
beginning.
the issue. Yeah, so I want to let the people know. So when Akin was talking, he said that career colleges can start from $15,000. We happen to have some partner schools that their tuition is lower. For the entire program for undergraduates, we have like $10,000. For postgraduate, then maybe starting from like 12,000 for the entire program. So if you are interested in these affordable schools, career colleges, please reach out to us. Also, if you need to work directly with Akin, so you will tell us that man that spoke on the 8th of...
Coach Bose, please,
wait.
Let them talk to you. Let them talk to you.
Wait.
Let me analyze this thing. I don't want, you know how it is with Nigerians. You have the energy to deal with a lot of them.
Let me land. And I'm not going
They
to
should
pass
talk to
them
you.
to you if they are just going to waste your time, eh? If you say, is that man I want him to attend to me or to work on my application, just let me know.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna pass you after you have signed his retainer agreement. I will be the middleman, because I cannot let you reach him directly so that you don't weary him. And for us, if you want, say, okay, I'm okay with you, Coach Bosse, EduThrive can handle everything, then reach out to us. Alima has dropped on the chat. You will see our contact where you can reach out. Please and please and please, if you will not just be throwing questions at me and be, just be, you see, it's very tiring. How many people can one talk to in a day? Do you know, Akin, some people, I will tell them to send voice notes. They will actually tell me that they cannot send voice notes. Somebody told me that he doesn't like his voice inside voice notes, so he must speak with me. And I'm like, you don't want to send voice notes, so I will talk to you. How many people? Like, it's not sustainable. So please,
Alima will do the work. Please talk to Alima. Don't kill Coach Bosse. Now, for the individual, Coach Bosse, there's someone asking you a question.
Somebody knows. He said, I want to talk to Mr. Akin. He's the younger brother of my lecturer in Irepoli.
I don't have a younger brother there.
I can see the best chat there.
I'm the first. I don't have a senior brother, so I'm sorry.
So it's not you. Okay.
It's not my own acting. Maybe we look alike.
So that's how we will do it. For the admission, speak with Alima if you are interested in these career colleges that are affordable. So it's a pathway that you can explore. $10,000 is like 6 million naira in today's money. Yeah. And then you will have good money in your bank account. And then, so let's take it up from there. We got an offer for a student today, but it's an undergraduate program. The entire thing is like 9,500. So, awesome. So I think we should be drawing the curtain, Abby.
Just before I go,
so last word from you.
Thank you, Coach Bosse. It's been a pleasure getting to connect with everyone. Please let me make you understand. One, Canada is open to all. Anyone can come. Anyone can be in Canada. However, there are things you must also prepare your mind for. It would not be easy. Now, I'm putting it quote and off quote. I'm a believer. I believe all things. God makes all things happen. He makes it beautiful. I agree with you 100%. If I tell you my faith, you will understand that I'm a believer. However, you must understand it takes conscious work to get it done. You must be willing to grind it. If you are eating turkey, you are eating chicken, those are cheapest things you can get here. They are not, food is not your challenge in this part of the world. But you need to keep it up and be sure that you are ready for this drive. It can be a tough journey. It simply means you will not have friends, families, individuals, people around you. But if your mind is made up on it, then you can become it. I'm telling you, so that you are preparing yourself, as you are preparing your mind to say, Nigeria, don't tire me, I want to come to Canada. You are also preparing your mind that since I am the one making up my mind, whatever it will take, we will give it. Whatever thing legal that it will take, I am committed to it. Another thing you must also take note of is it will require money. You don't have to pay for all. No. I don't believe all that you have must be things you have worked for. But it must take that part of it. Simply means you are willing to spend the money. Funds you have had, schools, $10,000, $12,000. And they require you in some cases, because they are career colleges, pay $500, pay $2,000 just to get your commitments to it.
Mm.
Ensure you have that money to pay. What you will get here will not be enough to pay your tuition.
Mm.
It will not be enough to pay tuition, except you have your spouse who's working full-time.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be enough. But if you have your funds, your tuition saved, your living expenses will be taken care of by the work you do here. If you have extra, you keep it.
Mm.
Students are able to work 20 hours a week legal while they are in session, and more than 20 hours, 40 or more when they are off session. You only have 3 months for that. It may not be enough to pay the rest of your tuition. So I would implore you guys, one, have faith, believe you can do it. Believe it is possible. No matter what it is, I can be here. I used to sell pure water on the street. I used to sell yam and then sell vegetables weekend. That's me telling you my own story. So when somebody said you have an elder brother, I don't have any elder brother. I'm the elder brother of myself. And I have siblings. But it's not the same today. I can't sell it again, except I'm packaging it to rebrand. I cannot. Anyone can be anywhere. Anyone can become anything. All you need to do is, one, set your mind to it, work at it, and then whatever faith that you have, whatever it is you believe. You're a Christian, you believe in Jesus, hold on to him. It can make it happen. You're a Muslim. I've practiced both. I used to be a Muslim before I became a Christian. So I balance both. I balance both in this discussion. If it is Muhammad, hold on and say, Lord, make it easy. Make it easy. It's a pleasure getting to connect with each and every one of us. We hope and we are looking forward to welcoming you to Canada. If you want to come to Canada, you come to Alberta, you come to Calgary, come say hi to us. We will not buy you free food, though. Please hear me, oh. Things are not free, oh. I will not give you accommodation, oh. Please, oh, I won't give you. Oh. But when you come, just let me know. Just wave at me and say hi. We'll be here. Coach Voss, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure having to connect with everyone on this call. Alima, thank you for the job you are doing. Ensure you attend to everybody.
Yeah.
Ensure you attend to everybody on this call. They will call you after now.
All right, sir. I will. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Coach Voss, thank you.
Thank you so much, Akin. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
We'll be in touch. So
Appreciate
I can release you while I wrap up. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So,
Take care.
thank you so much. So you see all the links there that Malima has dropped. You can click on the WhatsApp link. It will take you to our WhatsApp platform where we drop valuable information from time to time. Somebody asked, does Aki submit study permit application? Yes, he does. And yes, I do too, because I'm also an RCIC. If you want to work with me, if you want Aki to work with you, you are asking for his charge. Study permit for us, student alone, starts from $2,000. So that is the fee. It starts from $2,000. So it depends. If you have a previous refusal, that is more work, because all the refusals you have had, they need to be addressed, and all the issues there need to, we need to do more work to scale the hurdle. So if you want to speak with us concerning that, we can always talk. So as long as you reach EduThrive, that is my student recruitment outfit, where we recruit students for other countries as well. If you need to speak with me concerning Canadian immigration, then you will need to book for consultation, so I can look at your document and look at your case. So thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. They're asking for the recording. I hope to be able to make that available. It will be put on the WhatsApp platform. So thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. And if we were not able to specifically address your own question. If you still feel that there's more, please reach out to us on that group. Yeah. So I think that should be all. What about getting jobs? For you to get jobs, go on Job Bank, go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, and look for job. Whenever you find people telling you, I'm going to help you get a job, please be wary of that. Be careful. I'm not saying every time it's not true, but that is what you always want to hear, that don't worry, I'll get you a job. A lot of people will send message and say, I don't want school. I want to come and work in Canada. I said, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to come and work in Canada. So, and they don't pick the jobs on the street. So, yes, you can definitely get a job, but start the search by yourself. So thank you. And I am signing out. So, for someone that already has a temporary resident visa, what's advice to get PR? I mean, going into Canada, your temporary resident visa is either a work permit or a study permit. After you have done the school, then you have worked 1 year, then you apply for PR. If it is a work permit you have, after you have worked 1 year or 2 years, depending on the kind of work permit you have, then you apply for PR. So that's how it goes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do enjoy the rest of the day. And bye for now.